All right, Brian here again. Thanks for joining us on the Good Life Nebraska Small Business Podcast. And I am honored today to be joined by Kyle Sayler with Sayler Screenprinting here in Kearney. Kyle does screen printing, but he is a guitar playing, bike riding the Kearney taxi downtown. When you talk about a small business owner and entrepreneur, this guy does a little bit of everything. So, Kyle, thanks for joining me, and I appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, Brian, thank you very much for having me. Small business life, it's fun though.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's dig in here. Let's start with some icebreakers real quick. So, what book are you currently reading, audiobook or reading book, or one that you just finished?
Oh, books. What is a book? I feel like it's been a while since I've read a book. I mean, you just kind of get caught up in life. I don't know. I used to read a lot of business books, but this is kind of like educating yourself on a lot of social media stuff. What it was called, no idea.
Yeah.
So it's been about a year and a half since I've really sat down and just read.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and we can move on from that
Skip
one.
that one?
I feel like a terrible business owner.
You know what? I think
I'm
there's
so dedicated to the other side, actually
Right.
running the business.
Right, absolutely. Well, I think you get into that where you just get into it, and you are like, that's the thing you got to do,
Yeah.
because you got to run your business. So,
Mm-hmm.
so how about podcasts? Do you listen to many podcasts?
Podcast, I used to quite a bit back when I was on a night shift. That's kind of what you did. It's the hustle bustles slow down from the day, so you just listen to some business podcasts. But has been a while since I worked night shift. I mean, a day or two sometimes just to get caught up on stuff. But I used to listen to a lot of business podcasts. I know there's a B&I one out there.
Yep.
That was pretty inspiring to me. Ivan has just a great vision for business and how to teach business. So that was a good one. I guess I didn't really branch off too far from that one.
Right.
You know.
Cool. Well, and for those who don't know, which most may not, Kyle and I are in a networking group together where we get a chance to kind of sit down with each other every week, really, and B&I is the name of the group. And so I know Kyle, and I kind of know his story, and that's why I'm really excited to kind of share it with everyone, because I think that kind of how he started and what he's been through, especially here lately, is it's great. So let's just get into it. So go as far back as you would like, but just kind of tell me what your journey has been as a small business owner and kind of how things progressed for you.
Yeah, for sure. I think it pretty much started right out about freshman of college. Just kind of learned about screen printing, and just was in my garage. It was more of a hobby, and I do remember, like I said, it was just a hobby. I remember my dad used to work at Kearney Power Sports at the time, and Amy and Craig are good people, and he said, "Hey, my son makes t-shirts." I'm like, "Oh, well, we need t-shirts." And I was like just starting off, single press. I built all my own equipment for under $20.
Wow.
That's how I started out, and they got me this Kearney Power Sports order, and it was daunting. It was like 100 shirts, and just on a single press, multicolor, took forever, but I guess it just slowly started to build there, just word of mouth. And I guess, what was it, 7 years later, went from my garage, went from my parents' basement to my parents' garage, and then I bought a house, went from my garage, and then I quit my full-time job, I think back in 2015. I was on my own for about 3 months, full-time in my garage. That's scary.
Yeah.
It's a scary thought, and it was a little sketchy, and everyone's like coming up to my side of my garage.
Yeah.
So I figured it was the best move to get a storefront. And this spot where I'm located right now, just south of the train tracks on Central, opened up, and it's been booming ever since. So
Yeah.
that's pretty much my story in a nutshell. Just ground up, built my first press out of wood, and now we have 3 automatic presses, 3 embroidery machines. I got 16 people working with me.
Nice.
I firmly believe I have the best crew in town as far as the t-shirt world goes. So, I love everybody here. It's been a fun journey.
Nice. So you had to do 100 t-shirts for Kearney Power Sports.
Yeah.
How many did you actually go through before you got the 100 done, or did you get them all perfect the first time?
I can't remember. I wish I could say I had knocked them out, but no, I'm sure there was quite a few mess ups there.
Yeah.
It just takes so long. It's all very meticulous when you're just starting out. It's once you grasp it, it's a pretty easy task, but it's the whole process. Burning the screens, making sure everything is lined up, troubleshooting. There's probably a new problem every job. Just troubleshooting all the little stuff.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It drives men crazy.
Yeah.
That's probably why I don't have hair right now, because it drove me crazy. But learned a lot, and I mean, every day I'm still learning the craft. It just takes years and years, and now it's been good though.
Good.
Yep.
Good. And like you said, you ventured out from just screen printing. You're doing embroidery.
Mm-hmm.
I know that you've done some signs and things like that,
Mm-hmm.
but you've taken it up another level besides just the screen printing and learning different things on your side of it.
Oh yeah, and that's kind of people approach you and say, hey, well, do you also do embroidery? At the time, we didn't do embroidery, and then it's just kind of something you slowly introduce into your arsenal. Once you feel comfortable to take that next step, just do it. It's been great. Every time we do have a large format printer now, probably get that up and running here pretty soon. Can start doing signs and big stuff like that. I mean, really nice to do everything in house.
Yeah.
So, the opportunities are going to be endless here soon.
Cool. So, what's your favorite part about being a small business owner?
I think it's just being involved in the community. I mean, I'm born and raised here. This is home. It's just cool to finally give back. I mean, all the sports teams that I used to be involved in, I'm now making their shirts. Post 52, Runza. I used to play baseball. And now I'm like making their shirts. I have a big banner on the side of the baseball field. Pretty darn cool. And just numerous other things. Just helping out, fundraisers, whatnot. Pretty much a shirt can really benefit pretty much any business here in town. It's been good. So just being involved, whether I'm actually making shirts for it or just volunteering. I'm in quite a few volunteer groups, just helping out. Just being involved is kind of like, I like to coin that as like my key to my success.
Yeah.
Like I just show up.
Yeah.
You show up, and honestly, it'll take care of itself. I can assure you, I'm not the most business savvy person in the room. I'm still learning a lot year by year, but I'll definitely put in the work, and I think that's my key to my success.
Yeah.
That's what's paid off. Just show up, and things will take care of itself.
I think that's a big part of when you're going to start a small business, whatever it is, you got to figure out what your purpose is. Why are you doing? Is it financial, which there's nothing wrong with that? Is it notoriety? There's nothing wrong with that. Or is it, you want freedom, you want to be able to help other people? But that's got to be, when you're going to start your small business, I think sometimes it's to look past the first day or the first week or the first month is hard, but you've got to kind of have that in the back of your mind of, this is what I want this to ultimately look like when it is a success.
Yeah, for sure. And you said that. I mean, before you take the step, make sure that you have a vision of what you want. I know money for me that's kind of, I mean, sure, it helps pay the bills and everything.
Right.
But I do business just to provide a service, a good service that people want to keep coming back. Money is secondary, truthfully. Just make sure that customer's happy, and the money will take care of itself. So that's kind of where I'm at.
So is this whole deal all you thought it would be?
Oh boy, so quite a bit more than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it would be pretty chill, but it's blown up quite a bit. I mean, we add a new automatic press pretty much every year, and still this back to school seasons we were working night shifts again. So the last 2 weeks we're probably close to 9, 10 p.m. every night, just to keep up. I think it's gonna start, slowing down a little bit, which I'm okay with.
Yeah.
Kind of gives me time to breathe, but I'm kind of one of those people that if I'm not doing anything, like I have to do something. So I'll figure something out.
I can tell.
I'll figure out some more ideas and
Yeah.
more crazy business ideas, or just put my efforts back into the business,
Right.
making sure it's the best it can be.
Yeah. And I think like what you're talking about, being in here until 9 or 10 o'clock at night, or pulling an all-nighter.
Yeah.
That's the part of being a small business owner that I think people maybe see someone that is successful, and they're 5 years, 10 years, 15, however long into it, but they don't see the 10 o'clock, slaving all day, being here, working in the hot room in the back there, really getting after it. And that's what it takes to be successful, but people don't necessarily see that. They see being a small business owner, an entrepreneur is, you know,
kind of working around hours.
Yeah.
I've heard that too. I mean, it's been, what are we? We're probably close to 5 years. Well, actually, probably, closer to 6 years since I opened up this place. And within the last year and a half was kind of when I was able to get my evening times free. So the first 4.5 years, we had 2 shifts. It was 9 to midnight minimum, every night. If I got out of here at 11 p.m., I was ecstatic. I'm
really?
like, I have an hour to do whatever I want to do. But yeah, the things have definitely changed. We got more space in the back. Just had a great opportunity to buy the building, so that helped out a ton. We can pretty much do whatever we want with the building and keep adding presses if need be. But yeah, my life changed about a year and a half ago. So it took me 4.5 years of just grinding away before I felt that I could breathe. So, especially people need to be prepared for that.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to take years.
Yeah.
And if you're not committed and ready, then give it a shot. But be prepared when you have to put in those extra hours.
Yeah. But at the same time, not to discourage anyone,
right.
when you're putting in those hours, though, when you're doing something that you love, it's different, isn't it?
Oh yeah, for sure. And everyone has said, "How you need to stop doing this? And you're gonna wear yourself out." Like, it's going to happen. I assure you, it's going to happen. I'm doing what I have to do right now. I'm working for an overall goal. Give me a few years. I'm building this. It's going to even out, and then I'm going to be able to smooth sailing here pretty soon. So, put in the effort, good things will happen.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely rewarding. I love what I do.
Cool.
For sure.
That's awesome. So, I'll take this in a different direction. As a small business owner, really for all of us, anyone that owns a small business, the last 6 months with COVID has changed things for pretty much everyone. And it's made it different in a lot of different ways for people depending on what your business was. I think there's a lot of negative out there right now, and it can be kind of overwhelming about the information and things like that. So I don't really want to get into that side of it. What I want to get is maybe some positives from a small business owner who has went through something that no one saw coming and didn't, me, it doesn't matter who it was. We were kind of learning things on the fly. So what's one positive thing that you have taken out of COVID or, this pandemic that you've either learned a lot from or that you're going to be using in your business going forward?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was just a weird time. I hate to say, my first thought was making sure my employees are taken care of, but I had to make a few tough decisions. And it was about a week where it was just pretty much me and maybe one other person. I'm used to this place being just hustle bustle. And there definitely was some positive. Honestly, we kind of, once we started getting everybody back on board, we kind of reevaluated a lot of stuff and kind of really increased our efficiency. Before it was just 16 people doing stuff, and now we almost rebuilt the business and how it was structured. So it worked out really pretty well, and everything's been running pretty smoothly from then on. Just crazy time, I suppose.
Yeah.
But we just try to be positive. I know this community is extremely supportive, and I give quite a bit of my success to just the community that we live in. It's a great place to grow up and give back to. But we did a small business fundraiser, and that really helped us afloat. I know there was other t-shirt businesses in town, and I hate to say it, they were just kind of closed and didn't know what to do. There was a lot of businesses that just didn't know what to do, but we thought outside the box and figured, hey, we have the means. We're a t-shirt company. We have the means to really help everybody. And so we created each business got their own t-shirt design. We designed everything for free, put it up on an online store, and the public could go support these small businesses by buying a t-shirt for, let's say it's like the cake place, K-Town Cakes.
Yep.
I had a fun cake saying, and I think we had 80 plus businesses that we helped, we called it the Small Business Booster.
Yep.
And we raised over $15,000 that stayed in the community. So
that's awesome.
Pretty incredible. One of our online store platforms where we host our online stores, it's a national company. They called me and they're like, dude, what are you doing? Like, everyone else is at a standstill and you're like getting these huge stores. So that was really cool. I got to do a little interview with them.
That's
so
awesome.
It's a national company, and I did about a 30-minute, question and answer. So
Yeah.
it's opened up a lot of opportunities. You just got to stay positive. There's really no way around it. There's not much we can do. Just
Right.
kind of ride the wave and just keep your head up high and just keep moving forward. It'll pass for sure. So, but yeah, learned a lot. More efficient. Crew seems to be a lot happier. We're working together. It's a lot smoother around here. So
Yeah.
life is good for sure.
Good. So, a couple things on what you just talked about. So, like you said, you had to be positive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we had conversations while this was going on, and you said, you know, it's pretty much just me in the shop. So, how hard was it for you to come up with like the T-shirt fundraiser, where you essentially had to furlough everyone,
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
and it was just you in here, but to stay positive and have, I can't think of a better way to say it, but like the mental wherewithal to think, okay, what can I do to help others when around you things were completely different? Like as a small business owner, like you said, there's nothing really you can do, but there's just kind of a mentality there where you're like, you know what, I'm gonna make the best of it, and I'm gonna help other people.
Yeah. I mean, well, a lot of these small business owners, they're personal friends.
Yeah.
I hated seeing those posts, so I knew I had to do something, and just one kind of idea led to the other. It was all just kind of word of mouth. Said, hey, if you're a small business, or I reached out to as many small businesses as I could. Said, hey, I want to do this for you. Just give me an idea, and I'll design a shirt for you. We'll get it up, and I know some businesses raise easily $1,000 for themselves. We had 80,000+, and it was cool because they could actually take that post and market to their fans and their clientele, and I think it really helped just kind of brighten everyone's spirits a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's what it was about, just giving back, because these are my friends. I have to be there for them, and I'm sure they'll do the same.
Yeah.
What goes around does definitely come around.
Absolutely. So the other part of that, talk a little bit about what it was like communicating with your team. And as things progressed, you realized, you know, this is probably the route I'm going to have to take, where, you know, they're going to have to go home, and at least for the foreseeable future, I'm going to have to do this on my own. And then kind of the process of bringing your employees back. Because I think that's, you know, not every small business has to have employees. Like you said, you got 16 people here. And just kind of talk about that, because, I mean, they depend on you for income.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
just kind of, that's another part of being a small business owner, especially when you have employees, that kind of weighs on your shoulders, that you have to take into account.
Yep.
So,
I know that for a while there, there was a lot of businesses that were closing, and we were still doing fine. So I was hoping that we'd just hang tight and kind of ride it out. But there was, it definitely got to a point, probably, we usually have a week and a half, 2 weeks, kind of just a turnover, or not turnover, just a time frame that takes to complete an order.
Yep.
And yeah, there was just pretty much 1 week, it just kind of was at a standstill. So I guess my main goal was to just ask people, hey, if you guys can volunteer to maybe cut the hours and try to cut back from there. And then it worked out for a little bit, and then it kind of got to a point where, like, I am paying $600 in wages a day, maybe making $200 because there's no orders. So just kind of sat down, talked with my accountant, just kind of figured out the best plan, and we did move everybody to unemployment. Just seemed like the best option. And then once we kind of started seeing stuff come back again, slowly introduced it. And that's kind of when we started to rebuild kind of the vision and how we organize things. And it really worked out well. Everyone's good to be back. They said, I mean, I texted them probably every week and said, hey, I miss you, hope you're doing good.
Yeah.
Just communicating with them. Like I said, we're a small crew here. It's a good team, so we have a lot of fun. And I hated to do it, but no one else is. I don't think anyone's been through this before.
Right.
It's just a weird time, so you kind of just they gotta be understanding. And like I said, my main concern was that they're taken care of. So we knew that they were being taken care of with unemployment and everything. But, I know a lot of people wanted to get back on board, and once we had the opportunity, once we felt comfortable bringing people back, we did.
Yeah.
So worked out well. I'm glad. I hope this is the only time we have to do that.
Right.
but we have a better understanding now for sure.
Yeah, and I think that it's important too for, as a small business owner, if you are going to have employees, to have a personal relationship with them, like you said, you're sending text messages to them. That's huge, and especially people's mental well-being, whether it was employees or friends or for me, I was reaching out to clients more than I had before. There's just that's a big part of it too, is developing a culture and developing a team that where something like this goes and you don't just leave them hanging. Like, you're communicating with them and you are getting in touch with them and you're saying, hey, hope you guys are doing well, we'll get through this type of deal, I'm thinking of you. Because it was crazy.
It was crazy. That's definitely a good word for it. Just here it's really all about morale with me in the whole shop. Just keep things fun and lighthearted. I mean, it's a very high-paced energy. Things can get a little stressful. There's deadlines every day, multiple deadlines, and it's a process. It's not something you can just knock out. You have to make sure the colors are right. You have to order the t-shirts right. You have to make sure all the shirts are there, and it can be very very stressful at times. But just keeping everything lighthearted, I think that's been really good for the shop. We try to keep it fun. I don't know if you can see around, but it's just kind of goofy all around. We have dart guns in the back. We'll have dart gun wars, and just just keeping the morale high. That's important. High fives all around. I'll show up and do just a couple cartwheels to loosen up the mood.
Yeah.
Just goof around, and I'm very appreciative of everybody. They all are very hard workers, and if they do something good, they will be praised. Say, hey, thank you for your effort. You're doing good. Yeah. Thank you's thrown a lot around here.
Yeah.
Because I definitely do appreciate them. Without them, I definitely could not do it. It's just there's so many little tasks, and it's so I got a good crew. I'm happy to have them.
That's awesome. Cool. All right, so if you could go back to when you were building your own equipment in your parents' basement or your parents' garage, is there any advice that you would give yourself back then of things that you've learned throughout this journey, or would it maybe kind of be a deal where you just, what the experiences you've been through, good, bad, or indifferent, have got you where you are, so you probably wouldn't change anything?
I mean, for the most part, yeah. I mean, I guess looking back, it would have been a little helpful to maybe take. Whenever I was in college, maybe take a people management class or just even a business class. So I never thought I'd be a business owner, but here we are, 16 people, and just I guess communicating and making sure that all 16 employees can be a task for sure. That would be a good one, and just I guess maybe a little bit know-how as far as running a business. I've learned a lot.
Yep.
I like to think I kind of got a decent grasp, but maybe that initial stepping stone would be nice, just to take an entry-level business class in college. But other than that, I mean, I'm here now. Life has treated me really good, and I can't complain too much. So here we go.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that for me too, as an insurance agent, I think I'm a pretty good insurance agent. There's times where I think that I'm not a very good business owner, and you may feel the same way. And I think that when you get into it, what you're good at, that's what you do. But at some point, you kind of realize I've got to learn how to actually run a business and empower other people to do what I'm doing, so that way, if something were to happen to me, this thing can keep going and run on its own, and it'll work. So,
for sure.
Yeah. So. All right, last question. For someone who is thinking about starting a small business and just has not, for whatever reason, taken the jump to do it, what advice would you give them?
I would say just do it. I mean, it's nerve-wracking. I mean, don't just have a game plan, though. Be prepared. I know a big one is just don't feel like if you open your doors, the customers are going to come in. Yeah. There's a lot of networking. Like I said, showing up is the key to my success. I showed up to every business meeting that I could, every chamber meeting, anything I could, brand myself. Like, your face is your brand as well. So that's what people connected with. So just branding yourself in the community, and then maybe start putting the name out there. I don't think you're going to take out a $100,000 loan, open your doors, and next week the money's just going to start flowing in.
Right.
It takes a lot of upfront work. So just be prepared. What I did was just whatever I made for the first probably 3-4 years, whatever I made went right back into the business and just built it very, very slowly. So it took me about I was started my garage 2008, 7 years before I actually got a storefront.
Yeah.
So I've slowly built the business. Just make it a process. You're not gonna. There's no get rich quickly
Right.
way to do it. So just take it nice and slow. Learn your craft, get really good at it, and then once you kind of hit your peak, you'll be ready. And just take it from there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, it was fun.
Hey, let's give you some time here.
Okay.
You want anything with Sayler Screenprinting that you want to plug, or any specials or deals you have going on right now that you want to tell everyone about?
I guess if there is a small business owner out there that's kind of starting off, I know costs can be a little tight at first. So I know we do have a special. We have a lot of leftover blanks in the back. So if anyone's looking to brand yourself, it is very important to brand yourself. It's all about image. You want people to walk in and feel like, I'm working with a team. And if they see your crew members or your staff and they have a decorated garment with their logo, it's just a little bit more reassuring. They can trust you. They know that you're viable. But yeah, we have a special right now. Anything in our stock room, $5 printed. So if you can get at least 25 items, $5. A shirt that includes t-shirt, in print, soft style shirts. These things are awesome. They're super lightweight and just comfy. It's all I wear nowadays.
Yeah.
But yeah, good deal. If you get 25 shirts, doesn't really matter color, size, or anything. We can put a logo on it for $5. And
One color.
Yeah, one color. One color print on 25 t-shirts. That means you're looking $250, but you also have 25 shirts. You have your uniform for yourself for weeks, or you can clothe your whole staff for $250.
$5 a shirt.
Wait, $5 math. Oh, it's early.
$5.
Yeah.
Basically $5 a t-shirt. You're
Yeah.
not going to find that anywhere
exactly.
else, especially with your logo on it.
Exactly.
So we use them. We've taken advantage of this promotion with Stonebridge, and they're awesome shirts. They fit great. They're light, comfortable. The logo looks great on them. So if you're looking to brand yourself, you're not going to find a better deal out there.
Just over $100, $125.
There you go.
You brand your whole team, so not too shabby at all.
Got it. Awesome.
So cool. Well, thank you very much, Brian. This was fun.
Yeah. And if anybody wants to find you, social media, website.
Yep. Facebook, website. Just shoot us a quick email. Probably as a Facebook website, Instagram if you want, but probably good old email works the best. Or heck, a phone call. I don't know if people still do that nowadays, but a good old phone call works too.
Got it. Awesome. Cool. All right, man. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.